Hey, this is Allie Edwards and welcome to day 4 of December Daily for 2017. Today I am working on the back of day 3, and day 3 included a full page photo. So generally when I have a full page photo, I'm obviously going to do something full page on the back. And what I decided to do today was tell a story, just an advent calendar story. Simon had come home after being with Chris for the weekend, and since December started, when he was there, he had advent calendar to catch up on. And so I took his picture of him working on his advent calendar at the table, and I have lots of photos of him over the years with the calendar. So it's something that I like to capture generally every year. It's one of those stories that I know that will come around again. Last year was the first year that we had, that I bought calendars for all the kids, so all the kids have them, and I may end up with another photo this year because they're all lined up, and when you have 5 kids and 5 boxes, that's a lot of stuff there. But today I just wanted to tell the story about Simon specifically, partly because I liked the idea of the concept of never too old, right? He's almost 16. Still loves it, still gets so much joy out of it. It's still such a great way to get kids moving in the morning, is one of the things that I love about the advent calendars. It gives them something to look forward to during the month of December, just on those cold, dark mornings here when it's really hard for anybody to get up. So what I did was I used one of the layered templates that I have available in my shop. This layered template has the joy piece here. It has this section where it says bring on the spirit of the season, and then it also has a big hand-drawn be filled with wonder, be filled with peace that you can have on top of a photo or just on top of the color. I think it's like a blue color right now, but you can also just use it with a photo, and that's what I did. And I just extended, because it's set for 6 by 8, so I extended the width of the white box a little bit in Photoshop, as well as the width of the line, just by simply clicking on it and then dragging it over to make it fit the size of this page that I wanted to do. So in the album originally, I had a page protector here with the number 4 inside. So I'm not going to use this page protector for this page. So usually when I don't use one, what I do is I just put it in the back in case I end up wanting to use it on a different day. But adding them to the back just makes it simple and easy and keeps it all in the same place. So then get back here to this page, and I think what I'm going to do is add the 4. So the 4, this was available in the shop. We had a big number sheet that has 1 through, I think maybe get 2 sheets of it, I can't remember, but it has all the numbers on there. So I'm thinking that I may just add this up on the top here and then potentially add some other embellishment. So I'm gonna look through my stuff and figure out what do I want to add on there, as well as punching the holes here. I did get a great tip from somebody on YouTube who watched the video and said one thing that you can do with this, because I was talking about how I can't see where the holes are being punched, and she recommended just take off the bottom, and then when you slip it in, you can see where the holes are gonna go. So in my case, you know, knowing that I want it to be on this side here, I can just go ahead and do this now. I can slip this in and be able to see and match up with the holes. So that was a huge tip. Thank you to whoever it was that recommended that yesterday, because that makes it super easy then to be able to just punch the holes and see where they need to be as well. So I need to adhere these back to back, and like I said, the other thing I was gonna do was figure out what other embellishments I could add to the number 4 on the top. Love the option of having a day like this where it's mainly a digital page. We call this hybrid, and so if you're interested in learning more about working with digital products in paper projects, I have a workshop that I will link for you as well called Hybrid, and it's just a great introduction to all the different ways that you can work with digital products on your computer to be able to add them to your paper project. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one up, add something to the top there, and you'll see my process. All right, so I went through my stuff and I pulled out just a couple little embellishments. I added the number 4 on there, just stuck it right down, and then I trimmed off a little bit of the top. And then I decided to add the heart and then this moment with the gold foil on it. One of the things I liked about this is that you could read it as love for this moment. Like, that was one of the things as I was doing it, I was thinking, oh, that would be that. Because at first I had it over on the other side, and then I just decided to put it right on top there because I like the idea that you could read it as love for this moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get that guy on there, and you could pop it up with more pop dots or something like that too. I am gonna staple this on there, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't adhere it onto the back of my other photo page yet. And I just wanted to trim off a little bit. There was a little bit of extra white stitching that was coming up on the back of this heart. Okay, so I'm just gonna add that right on there, I think. I'm trying to figure out where do I want it. Maybe even on top like that. No, I think I like it over here better. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my tiny attacher and I'm gonna staple that on there. I'm also obviously repeating the colors that are down on the bottom from a design standpoint. That's one of the things that I like to do. That helped me pick which embellishments I was gonna add on here too, because I could have picked like a blue one or something else, but I decided that to go with the red and the green, partly because of that was what was down on the bottom. If I can move this just a little bit, try to get it a little bit straighter. All right, so that's a look at my day 4. Again, like I think a lot of times people feel like they need to make this project complicated. It needs to be, you know, a lot of craftiness, and it totally can be if you wanted to, but it can also be as simple and lovely and story focused as this also. So keep that in mind as you're working through. And again, some days call for, or you have more availability for craftiness, right? And other days it's like, how can I just focus on the story enough to get something in my album? And I know a lot of you guys work on these at different times of the year too. Not everybody's doing it where you're wanting to finish it in December. So anyway, work with what you have, work with the options that are in front of you, work with what your schedule allows, and just make sure that you're telling the kinds of stories that you want to tell about your own family and your own situation this year, because we all have different setups and different situations and different lifestyles, and we're, you know, different seasons of time as well. Just trimming a little bit off along the bottom there. I can get in there. It looks like I need a new blade on my trimmer. I can tell once it starts having kind of the jaggedy edges. And I'm just trimming off just a tiny bit of extra that was along the edge there. Most of the time that doesn't really bother me too much. And then I'm gonna put it back in my album and I'm gonna call today good. And then we will move on to day 5 tomorrow. Just a heads up too, I do have, if you've seen my foundation pages video, you saw how I made these tags. There's a printable available to you in the foundation pages post where you can do these little interviews with your family. I started with Anna's because she's the one, is the one that filled these out. It doesn't necessarily go with, you know, it's not going to be the day 5 story. I just spread them out throughout the album. So Isaac will be next and I'll have him fill his out in the next couple of days too. So just a heads up about that. So day 5, who knows what that story is going to be, and then I've got day 6 coming up as well. So thanks again for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow.